Well, what a privilege to see one of the greatest IBA boxers of all time. 32 years of age now, Lazaro Alvarez. 5 consecutive IBA World Championship finals between 2011 and 2019. 3 consecutive golds in 2011, 13 and 15, followed by 2 straight silvers in 17 and 19. The legendary Lazaro Alvarez.
The gold corner representing is Russia, Vsevolod Shumkov.
His opponent is a young man at the other end of the experience spectrum, but make no mistake, this man an incredibly talented operator, just 21 years of age. The 2023 IBA World Championship bronze medalist in the lightweight division, Vsevolod Shumkov.
Ladies and gentlemen, this stage is set. This is your opening bout of the evening here at your IBA Champions Night. Noc Championov IBA. This bout is officially brought to you by Liga Stavok. Generalny sponsor Večera Boxy Noc Championov IBA. Liga Stavok. Without further ado, your 5 judges representing the International Boxing Association ringside from Serbia, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Moldova, and the United Arab Emirates. And when the action begins, your referee in charge of the action, the man by the bell, representing the whole global home of boxing, by way of Azerbaijan, with referee Anar Babanli. And now, regionally the first, fighting out of the black corner. He enters the ring tonight, 32 years of age, coming in at a height of 175 centimeters tall, weighing in officially at 60.9 kgs. He holds a professional record, a perfect professional record of 5 wins, 5 fights, 2 of those wins coming in by way of knockout, and no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the IBA Silver 2017 and 2014 gold medalists, the silver medalists, and the IBA Gold 2011, 2013, and 2015 medalists, and your 3-time Olympic medalists. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, representando Pena del Rio, a Cuba, Lazaro Alvarez. And going across the ring to his opponent, fighting out of the gold corner. Tonight he enters the ring, 21 years of age, weighing in officially at 61 kgs, presenting the current IBA 2023 Men's Elite Bronze Champion of the World. He enters the ring tonight holding a professional record, 66 fights under his belt, 56 victories, 3 knockout, and 5 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, дамы и господа, поприветствуем из России Vsevolod Shumkov. The stage is set. Referee Anar Babanli will now be giving his final instructions to the boxers.
Listen, my command. Head up, no holding, no low blow. Check and good luck.
So they're the tale of the tape between 2 boxers at differing stages of their pugilistic careers. What a treat we have in store here in the 61 kilogram lightweight division.
Box.
And we are underway, 5 3-minute rounds between a legendary figure wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold, operating out of the southpaw stance, that is Lazaro Alvarez. 3 consecutive Olympic bronze medals, 2012 in London at bantamweight, 2016 in Rio at lightweight, and 2020 in Tokyo at featherweight. I commentated on all of those Olympic appearances, and indeed on so many of his other triumphs over the years as an IBA boxer. First saw him 2011 at the World Championships in Baku, Azerbaijan, at the Haydar Aliyev Concert Hall. Circular structure on the edge of downtown Baku. His opponent, just 21 years of age, Vsevolod Shumkov, 2023 IBA World Championship bronze medalist. Came away with bronze at the 2021 Under-22 European Championships. I was ringside at that tournament in Roseto degli Abruzzi in Italy. And again, beautiful southpaw left out of that stance off the back foot from Alvarez. But Shumkov is a real sharpshooter, possesses terrific hand speed. You see him trying to use it, but so much ring craft and guile. There's a straight left hand, scores to the body out of the southpaw stance from Alvarez. And in many respects, even though they operate out of opposite stances, Alvarez, seeing himself perhaps from when he was 21 years of age, some 11 years ago, because he too was a blazing speedster. And there you see him celebrating that 1-2 combination out of the southpaw stance, so customary in the Cuban style of boxing, particularly when it was computer scoring in IBA boxing. Hard right hand driven in from Shumkov. And it's going to be interesting to see how Alvarez negotiates the 5-round format. Good left hand landed by Shumkov. That checks the chin of Alvarez. He continues to operate behind a low-held guard, but look at the composure he's exhibiting up there in the boxing ring. Left hand to the body scores once again from Alvarez. And again, so composed under fire, so efficient with his movement, and that's going to be key in a contest scheduled over 5 rounds. Competing in his 3rd professional contest of 2023, as he scores with a right hand and then arcing left over the top. And in his most recent outing in March of this year, he went the 10-round distance for the first time in his first scheduled 10-rounder. So again, 5-round format will hold no fears for him. Extensive WSB experience as well for the Cuba Domadores, and he's negotiating this first round very effectively indeed against the hustle and bustle of the quick twitch, Vsevolod Shumkov. Some of the action from the opening round is the southpaw left to the body from Alvarez, again celebrated by raising that left glove. Left hand over the top, not too far away, but then look at that reverse 1-2 with a left hand from Shumkov. Did get through, only to be countered by a southpaw left from Alvarez. Despite being just 21 years of age, Shumkov already a veteran of 2 IBA Senior World Championship appearances. The bronze, the aforementioned bronze early this year in Tashkent, followed by a quarter-final finish on his first appearance at the Stark Arena in Belgrade in 2021. Into the second round we go. Mentioned those 5 consecutive IBA World Championship finals that Lazaro Alvarez contested, and by winning 3 golds in 11, 13 and 15, while he puts himself in exalted company all-time on the multiple medals winners list. He is 4th, bested only by his compatriots Juan Hernandez Sierra, Julio Cesar La Cruz, who'll be on later tonight, and the legendary Felix Savon. 3 gold medals and 2 silvers for a total of 5, and that puts him in exalted company with the likes of Serafim Todorov, the last man to beat Floyd Mayweather, as Alvarez gets through with a good southpaw left once again. Beautiful scoring right jab as Shumkov continuing to press, trying to cut off the ring. But Alvarez, look at those reflexes with the gloves to block the incoming fire from the man wearing white trimmed with gold. And again, it's just the contrast in the stages of their career that they're at, as the right-left combination gets through from Alvarez. Shumkov, all energy and industry, where there is such patience and confidence and poise being exhibited in the sweet science of Lazaro Alvarez. Good left hand to the body from Shumkov, but then a counter left hand from Alvarez wasn't too far away after Shumkov was short with 2 shots. Left hand lead jolts the chin of Shumkov once again. Then just an almost imperceptible step back from Alvarez caused Shumkov to fall short. But again, some of the other notable IBA boxers who have got a hat-trick, a trio of World Championship gold. Zhu Shiming, the late great Roberto Ballado, Andy Cruz of Cuba, who's just turned professional, Adolfo Horta, Mario Kindelan Mesa, the big punching Azeri boxer Magomedrazul Majidov, Sofyan Umahal, who just picked up his 3rd world title in Tashkent earlier this summer. Beautiful left cross behind a right hand from Alvarez. And not to mention the Cuban greats Odlanier Solis, as Alvarez scores with another jab, and the iconic Teofilio Stevenson, one of 3 men to win 3 Olympic titles, along with Laszlo Papp and his compatriot Felix Savon, who tops the list, by the way, with 6 World Championship golds under his belt in his total of 7. So that gives you an idea as to the stature of this man, as Alvarez scoring effectively to head and body then head with that left hand. Oh, beautiful shot once again, and it dislodges the mouthpiece. It was a jolting southpaw right that caught Shumkov pushing his chin up in the air as he was loading up on a shot of his own. So Alvarez has not yet been made uncomfortable. And again, the more eye-catching scoring shots have come from the Cuban veteran. His success is being celebrated by his coaches. Will he be able to manage the remaining 3 rounds? And again, he's been the 8-round distance, the 6-round distance, and the 10-round distance last time out, but he's in with an energetic 21-year-old. Will his guile be enough to keep the young man's industry at bay? Some of the action from the second round, and again, look at that layback, missing by millimeters, and then the counter right jab during that attempted flurry from Shumkov. And here's the jolting right jab, left cross, which dislodged the mouthpiece of Shumkov, but the right jab was a beauty. Solid up jab on a steep trajectory. And again, we've mentioned the fact that Shumkov, no stranger to senior competition, having been in his first senior world champs in Belgrade 2021, lost to the eventual champion Sofian Umahar at the Humo Arena earlier this summer. I was ringside to commentate on that tournament. But with Alvarez, as he scores with a right jab, whipping left cross once again, and he's beginning to long bridge his man with the jab now, drives in a long left cross to the body. And Alvarez, by being so efficient, by not being made to be uncomfortable, but he's getting onto the front foot and just looking to continue to administer the boxing lesson that he's meted out so far. And Shumkov, a rarity for him to be on the back foot. Was he hurt by that long, strong left cross into his body? See him protecting the right side of his torso with his right hand, made to be uncomfortable by a roundhouse right, put him on unsteady legs, and he takes another shot to the body. And as I've mentioned previously, the pain of a body shot will stay with a fighter far longer than being tagged cleanly on the chin. These are difficult moments for Shumkov. You see him trying to take in big lungfuls of oxygen, but he's being put under pressure, and he's looking to initiate a clinch at every opportunity. Hard left hand driven into his belt line with the palm turned upwards from Lazaro Alvarez. Minute gone in this 3rd round, as Alvarez continuing to turn the screw and assert his authority in this battle between youth and experience. Left cross crashes home once again for the Cuban maestro. And Alvarez swelling the right eye of Shumkov now with his accurate southpaw left. And Shumkov's problems mounting by the second. Seemingly hurt by a spearing left cross into his right flank earlier in the round. Look at where he's holding that right elbow, trying to protect that area as Alvarez goes hunting for it once again. Rabbit punches being wrapped around the rear of Shumkov's head. And he's being subjected to a lesson here. Right hand to the body, left hand to the chin, and Lazaro Alvarez exposing Vsevolod Shumkov to a level of boxing that he perhaps doesn't know exists. But now, credit to the young man, he's biting down on his mouthpiece and trying to fight back, sticks out his tongue contemptuously, but then has his chin checked by a sharp right hook from the southpaw Alvarez. Alvarez, his breathing has barely changed since the opening round, deep into this 3rd frame. And Shumkov, just keen to hold on momentarily, tried to mount a rally, but Alvarez just negating it with his movement. Right uppercut, left hook over the top, left hand over the top. Doing down to the body once again, doubling over Shumkov momentarily. Shumkov on the back foot once more, and I think he's been hurt to the body and not yet recovered. Trapped in the corner, skips away to his left to get himself back to the space of the ring, but only finds himself on the ropes once more, and he's touched up to the solar plexus once again. Terrific 3rd round by Lazaro Alvarez. And the Russian corner poised to welcome their man back to the sanctuary of the corner. Terrific work by Lazaro Alvarez, who really did demonstrate his experience and no little ability during the course of that third stanza. What a round. Well, some of the action from round number 3. Lazaro Alvarez with combination punching from both hands, and then the shots being dug into the body of Shumkov, doubling him over, and while he was protecting the rib cage, the chin was an open target, and it was tagged by an overhand left from Lazaro Alvarez. Terrific IQ, we'd expect nothing less from a man who's among the all-time greats of IBA boxing. Beterbiev, no slouch himself in that regard. 2009 World Championship gold medalist with the addition from Milan in Italy at 81 kilograms. Two-time European Championship gold medalist in Plovdiv 2006. I was ringside for that edition, and in 2010 as well. Left hand to start the penultimate round out of the southpaw stance from Lazaro Alvarez. Beterbiev scheduled to be defending his light heavyweight titles against Callum Smith, who was an accomplished IBA-style boxer, making the podium at the Commonwealth Games in Delhi 2010, but that has been pushed back to January of next year as Alvarez scoring with a right jab. It's a stiff one, then a left over the top again, and a hard left hand to the body of Shumkov, drives the man backwards. Shumkov trying to find his range with straight punches, lands a good right hand, but Alvarez, the sharper of the two individuals, and again, so efficient with his movement. 32 years of age. When he was eliminated in Tokyo 2020, he was just fading in the latter stage of the contest where he was eventually eliminated. But not fading here because he's operating at a pace and a tempo that suits him down to the ground as he slams in another left uppercut to the body of Shumkov. Shumkov tries to counter with a left hand to the body of his own. Good defenses in the pocket from Alvarez. Roundhouse right scores from Shumkov. Alvarez spoken to about a low blow, and on the resumption, Shumkov firing before the referee had finished his utterance halfway through this penultimate round. And again, Shumkov being touched up. There's a left cross out of the southpaw stance from Alvarez. That right eye almost a slit now, so it could well be unsighted to the southpaw left being fired in his direction as another straight left drives into the torso of the Russian boxer. Burst of punches to the body, finishing with a left hook to the head. And Lazaro Alvarez with a terrific display with a minute remaining here in the fourth round. And now the slit under the right eye has been added to by an injury around that right eye. Couldn't get a look at the referee's gesture to see whether this has been caused by a clash of heads or a legal punch. The doctor's been called up to inspect the injury, and it's in a bad position as well on the eyebrow. And that flow of blood could well be flowing into his eye, restricting his vision further. And without wishing to be too graphic, that injury could well serve as a target now. And for an accurate puncher like Lazaro Alvarez, all of these things, not a good set of circumstances for Vsevolod Shumkov of Russia. Targeting the body once again, and then sharp shooting lefts out of the southpaw stance to the head of Shumkov. Oh, terrific work, ended by a stiff left cross out of that southpaw stance. And Alvarez flat-footed in the middle of the boxing ring. Shumkov all hustle and bustle, but the efficiency of Lazaro Alvarez notable indeed, making the man miss by millimeters. And that expression of body language from Shumkov so instructive, because he must be thinking, how do I tag this man cleanly? And again, any ring veteran will tell you it is far more fatiguing to hit nothing than to land leather on flesh and bone. And Shumkov has been reduced to an awful lot of missing in this contest so far. Again, an example of the body punching of Lazaro Alvarez during the course of that fourth round. So into the final round then. Lazaro Alvarez coming away with his third consecutive Olympic bronze medal at the Olympiad in Tokyo in 2021. Losing at the semi-final stage to the eventual champion. From the Russian Olympic Committee, Albert Batigaziev. And again, it was in that semi-final where he ran out of gas, just being edged out on a 3-2 split, but he's managed his energy levels magnificently in the course of this contest. Shumkov swelling beneath the right eye, cut over the right eye from the sharp-shooting southpaw lefts of the Cuban legend. And again, assuming that he isn't physically injured and his confidence isn't too badly dented as he takes a southpaw right jab from Alvarez, this will be invaluable experience over the course of 5 3-minute rounds. Remember, no WSB experience under the belt of Shumkov, because by the time he was ascending in the upper ranks of the Russian team, well, the contest had been curtailed, coming to an end after 2018. And here, over 5 rounds, against a man with extensive WSB experience, including going 9-0 in 2015. And don't forget, he's been the 10-round course as well. Well, he's been subjected to something of a boxing lesson. But again, assuming his confidence remains intact and he can take the positives from having shared the ring with a legend, he will know the number of levels that remain to be achieved. Boxing is anything but a game, but this is like meeting a big boss in a video game. And despite everything you try that's within your compass, within your armory, the man simply knows too much, and Alvarez has still got the physical capability to demonstrate it. It's been wonderful to behold as he works away to the body of Shumkov once again, ends with a left hook to the head, another left hand to the body, and his punch output has been incredible as he's remaining defensively responsible, blocking incoming fire with his gloves. Shumkov just gaining some respite by initiating a clinch and walking his man back across the ring. Well, he's receiving generous support from the fans here in Serpukhov. He's going to make it through to the final bell, but he is being comprehensively outboxed by a man who simply knows too much. The PhD student of Lazaro Alvarez in terms of pugilistic prowess, beating the young man on the rise in pretty much every department during the course of that 5 3-minute round contest. And we have to emphasize once again that Vsevolod Shumkov is a talented youngster, and if he can draw the positives from this, well, I think it will stand him in magnificent stead in the future. And who knows, given the way he boxed tonight, Lazaro Alvarez looks determined to remain the top dog in Cuba in the lightweight division. Made his professional debut on that historic card in May of 2022 in Aguascalientes in Mexico. Historic because for the first time since 1962, the moratorium on professional boxing in Cuba was lifted. Professionals didn't invoke the ire or the opprobrium of the Cuban authorities when boxing in that format. They compete as a team. Julio Cesar La Cruz, who we'll see later on, he boxed on that bill as well. Remember Richard Abril, former top professional from a few years ago, he was able to box as a pro out of Cuba while returning to Cuba, but now en masse Cuban boxers unable to compete in the professional code. Let's get the verdict at the conclusion of this one here on IBA Champions Night.
At your IBA Champions Night comes to a close after completing 10th round of both 3 minutes in a lightweight 61 kg matchup. Before we go to the judges' scorecard, we'd like to kindly take a moment and invite a very special guest to join us in the center of the ring for the official awarding ceremony. Please help me welcome as bring forward into the center of the ring, Mr. Haider Farman, the president of the International RUS Association.
You can see the extent of that injury above the right eye. It's a significant one that has been endured by Vsevolod Shumkov. Again, let's hope that that can be patched up and repaired, and that his confidence remains intact, because he is a wonderfully talented young boxer.
And now for the official judge's decision. After completing 10th round for 3 minutes in a lightweight 61 kg matchup, we go to the judges' scorecards, where all your judges have seen it the same way, ruling in favor of your winner by points, declared by unanimous decision, and still undefeated.
So Lazaro Alvarez extends his professional record to a perfect 6-0 in this, his third contest in the professional ranks of 2023. He simply knew too much for the 2023 IBA World Championship bronze medalist Vsevolod Shumkov. Nice to see that respect between the two boxers at differing stages of experience on the pugilistic spectrum. 15,000 is a prize that has been awarded to Lazaro Alvarez as the victor, 10,000 to Vsevolod Shumkov as the man who was bested tonight. And again, we should enjoy the moments that we see veterans and icons of IBA boxing in the ring, because who knows how much longer they're going to be able to maintain their level 4. But given the manner in which he performed tonight, Lazaro Alvarez showing that he has the desire and the physical capabilities to demonstrate his abundance of skill and experience. A masterful display sees Lazaro Alvarez administer a